Hi folks, today is 1/24/2016. This is our 2010 Ford Taurus. The body's nice, the interior ride's great, but I'll tell you, it was our fault to a point, I will admit. When we went to this car lot, I was just going to buy another car outright because I don't like making payments because you never know how it is. I mean, you're doing good one day and then all of a sudden the economy falls to shit the next day. Anyway, to make it short, we went to a car lot. This guy named Steve at Access Auto Sales, who is the owner in Apple Valley, California, tells us, oh, it's a great car. You know, I sold that car to two different people. One brought it back in and traded it in and all this crap. Well, we didn't have a lot of credit, so I wanted to drive the car, and he says, oh, just wait. He said, what we'll do is we'll run the credit, blah, 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 and we did all that, okay? So then he says, how much money can you put down? I said, $3,000. My wife tells him that we have income tax coming in, and I told him that's going to be well over a month and a half away. Well, I know what you guys are going to say. I know what you're going to say when I tell you the story. Anyway, so we had to rent a car that day, and I had to turn it in. So the salesman drives this car. This salesman named Christian drives this car, and I take the rent-a-car back, and he follows me. So on the way back, I didn't get to drive the car, he drove it. And when we got there, I told him, I said, to the dealership, I said, can you raise the hood? I want to, look at the engine. Well, lo and behold, I smelled antifreeze. So I told Christian, and he just blew it off. And then I told Steve, the owner, and he started saying, oh, but, there's an extended warranty that we're giving you, and come to find out they don't give you nothing, you know that. So anyway, my wife was all hyped up about the car, and I'll tell you, it does ride smooth, but the car only gets like 24 miles to the gallon, seriously. Okay, so anyway, to make it short, we're on our way home, and I put on the brakes real hard, and the whole front end starts shimmering like it's coming out from under it. Okay. And then when I got home, so I said, we'll go back to the dealer the next day. And I took and got it the next morning, and I cranked up the car, and I was letting it run because my wife was doing her makeup thing and all that, or at least trying to, because she has epilepsy and spinal stenosis and Todd paralysis syndrome and polyneuropathy and 7 bulging disc in her back. And of course COPD. That's why we bought the car, for a smoother ride. Anyway, so to make it short, I took it back to the dealer the next day, and there was another salesman there. There's only 2 salesmen plus the owner, Steve. And this salesman, on the way down there, I called him and I told him, I said, dude, the engine's making a ticking noise on the bottom. It's losing water. And I said, the bottom pulley does like this right here. It goes backwards and forwards. And he said, well, I was a mechanic 29 years at the fire department, blah, blah, blah. And so I take it up there and look at him. He says, yeah, I smell antifreeze and I see the pulley, but that's nothing to fix. So I called Steve up, and every time you talk to this guy, he is a smooth talker. He can sell you a bag of shit, literally, and it will smell like shit and look like shit, and by the time he gets done with you, you'll think it's roses. I'm telling you, he ought to be on TV or in the government or, a church pastor or something. But anyway, so he sold us this extended warranty, and we found out Ford will not fix a lot of the problems on this car, or not Ford, I should say. Ford will fix it, but the warranty company, that I think it's GAC or something of that nature, I got the papers, they will not cover it because they're saying it's not a breakdown failure, even though the engine's tapping on the bottom. Yeah, and it's losing water. So you guys out there, y'all definitely do your homework when you're going to buy a car. And just because you don't have a lot of credit, don't let them bullshit you, okay? Don't let them lie to you. Seriously, take your time. Drive that damn thing. Drive it. I don't care. If they won't let you drive it from here to the end of that parking lot over, you say no. You say no. I want to drive that thing. I want to see if it overheats. I want to see if the engine's bad and, go from there. But, I'll tell you the reason we're keeping the car, and I'll tell you one reason only, is because my credit score was not that great. Because, when you're a disabled veteran, you know how it is. You can't get a lot of loans. So I'm fortunate to get the loan. I just hope the engine lasts long enough. And, by the way, I called Steve a few days ago, and I was mentioning about the different owners I found. With the Carfax and with the registration out of Illinois. And he kept bullshitting me. He kept blowing it off, blah, blah, blah. And I told him, I said, well, we're going to try to pay this car off early. That way, we can eventually trade off. Guess what he tells me? Well, dude, if you do that, he said, you bring it down here and I'll find you the car you want. Yeah, right. And what's bad is he had a 2013 Taurus sitting there. Very nice car that I know of. And it had all the bells and whistles, the backup camera, the parking sensors, the whole 9 yards that I had in my car that I sold like an idiot. And but he wouldn't put me in it. He kept us in it. He kept saying, "Oh, if we do that, the finance company might not like that." Blah blah blah. I talked to the finance company. He said they had no problem doing it. And number two, Steve told us the first 4 days that we could get our money back. Okay, and you got to understand we don't have a lot of money. So my wife told him, okay, we'll do that. On the 4th day, oh, I can't give you your money back until next week. Why? We give him cash. What, is he that poor that he sells cars and he has a car lot and he's got all this money, but he couldn't give us our $3,000 back until a week later, and he knew we didn't have a car? What does that tell you? Y'all take care and have a blessed day.